Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today's the day. We are on the way to Nice, France. We have got Uber driven by the This is
Absolutely
packed.
packed.
We've got bags in the front, bags in the back, and a cat, on my lap.
Yeah.
So it took us a little longer this morning to pack up the car.
Yeah, and we had more bags than we thought we did. I mean, we knew how many bags we had, but there was a lot more stuff than we thought we had.
Moving to France from the US? Here's what travel day looked like for us. Custom forms, Uber vans, and a surprise waiting for us. Our new luggage.
When we got to the airport with all those bags and the cat, one of the airline attendants took pity on us and ushered us into the special assistance line. 2 of our bags tipped in slightly over 50 pounds and 2 just under. Yep, we were traveling with about 200 pounds of luggage. We used 2 of the packing bags you get on Amazon. Somebody asked if those would be considered oversized luggage. They weren't. They met all the standards. But do make sure you get the ones with the straps that go all the way around. We got the ones that said they were rated for 150 pounds, and they were not. The strap was broken by the time we made it to Nice.
Of course, the biggest stressor that we had was not the luggage, all 200 pounds of it. It was our cat. Vicky's travel paperwork arrived 2 days before departure, so thankfully we scheduled that pretty well. So when we started to travel, we had to take her through security in Houston, and she did such a good job going through security in Houston. She was absolutely a trooper. She did a great job, and then she slept most of the flight from Houston to Newark. We had a bit of a layover when we were in Newark, and we got on the flight in Newark to go to Nice. And interestingly enough, we had about an hour and a half, 2-hour delay once we got on the plane. Okay, but she did a really good job on the plane as well. She's such a good traveler. About halfway through, 4 or 5 hours into the flight, she kind of wanted to pop her head out and look around, but she was very quiet. She didn't say a thing. There was no peep out of her. She just was an excellent traveler.
So while we were waiting on the cat paperwork, we were working on paperwork of our own, specifically the French customs forms, or the Déclaration d'entrée.
En France.
En France. We basically had to list everything that we were bringing in, along with the dollar amount, and have it translated into French with a form to declare as we were going into customs into France.
So this form is available online. The website that you go to get the form is in English, but the form itself is in French. It's fairly easy to fill out. You need certain information about whether or not you're going to be bringing the goods in or you're going to have them shipped, right? We were bringing all of our goods in. Remember, 200 pounds of goods, right? But you can bring it in, and you can bring all your goods in. You can have them shipped in without paying customs duties or VAT, as long as you are establishing residency in France. Mm-hmm. These items are personal belongings that you have used for at least 6 months, and that you need to have a list of the things that you're going to bring in, and they have to be brought in within 12 months of moving.
So this was something that we kind of only realized we had to do at the last minute. So that's why we were kind of scrambling on our last 2 days. So just make a note, if you're going to be bringing 200 pounds of stuff in, make sure you fill out your customs declaration.
And again, this has to do with you're bringing it in or you're having it shipped in. Okay, and you only get to list things once. You don't have to bring it all with you, but you have to bring it in. You have to bring whatever you are bringing in within 12 months of moving, and it's got to be on that list when you come in.
So if somebody is shipping furniture in, say, 2 months later,
Right.
they still have to declare it on that form when they come in the first time.
That is my understanding. Now, if somebody knows different or your experience is different, we would love to hear in the comments section. But my understanding is that it needs to be on that list, and you get one list, and you have to bring it in within 12 months.
We landed in Nice 17 hours later, and luckily all the bags made it. The cat was happy-ish, and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
We were so happy to see the bags come off the carousel. We grabbed them all, loaded them on some trolleys, had all of our paperwork in hand, and just breezed through customs. It was really a very simple experience. We were so relieved that it was so easy. The Nice airport is pretty small, and we think if you have the option, you should really try to fly in your first stop in Europe, in the EU, to be in Nice.
If you can.
If you
yes.
can. I think it would have been a lot more complicated if you were trying to go through Paris and then take a connecting flight, or perhaps even Germany and then transfer. So if you're able to make that European stop, Nice, definitely do it. The airport was small. There weren't a lot of flights in that day. So again, we just breezed through the whole process.
Very easy for us.
And really, really was great after 17 hours of travel.
Yeah. And again, we know that some people may have had different experiences. This was our experience, and so we suggest that you try to fly into Nice if you can, and let Nice be the first place that you land when you come to Europe. Some people may have had different experiences, at the Nice airport. We'd be interested to hear about what your experience was like in the comments section, especially if it was different than ours. And also, if anybody flew in, to like Paris, what was that like?
So with a very easy customs process, we headed outside. It was a beautiful day.
Oh, so
we were so
beautiful.
lucky.
Oh
it was
my God.
absolutely gorgeous outside.
We got here, yeah.
And we headed kind of across the street over to the Uber pickup area. And we did a little discussion, but we ended up paying an extra 10 euros and going for the largest Uber van that we were able to get.
A big Mercedes van.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
We had considered getting an Uber XL. If we had gotten an Uber XL in the States, it probably would have fit. But Uber XL in Europe is much smaller than obviously Uber XL in the States. So we really did need a van. We would have had to have taken 2 Ubers if we had gotten the smaller version. So go ahead. It was an extra 10 euros. Spring for the bigger van if you're bringing in a lot of luggage. Don't try to take 200 pounds of luggage on the tram. You probably could, but that sounds miserable. So build that into your budget ahead of time, and take that extra cost to get it all done easily and in one go. The Uber dropped us off at our apartment, and we were welcomed by our wonderful realtor, Katie Freidland, with the Adrian Leeds Group. She had done the walkthrough the day before with the owner's agent, and they went through the entire apartment and detailed everything. The form was actually 44 pages long. It was a little crazy.
44 pages.
But she did greet us with a surprise. Because this is a new renovation, there's obviously some things that didn't get fixed in time, and one of those things was no AC. Now, we're coming from Houston where it's already in the mid-80s, so we were really a little alarmed, especially because it was a Friday afternoon, and people don't work on Saturdays or Sundays, so the earliest we would get anybody in is Monday. Of course, in Texas, we have emergency 24-hour AC repair people, so going a whole weekend without AC would be unheard of. But it actually wasn't a problem at all. The weather here has been stunning. It's been 65 into the 70s. We haven't noticed not having AC at all.
Yeah,
and as a matter of fact, it was kind of chilly at night, so we had to bundle up.
Yeah, we wouldn't have turned the AC on anyway. A bigger problem was the heater didn't work when we got here. So AC wasn't working. We're like, oh, that's a problem. And then we realized we were cold.
We were a little chilly.
I think it may have been we were so tired, but also we had just come from fairly warm weather. And so it was cold, and we had to bundle up before we went to sleep.
But we've had time without an AC. It hasn't been a problem,
Not a
and
problem.
we've got our fingers crossed that it'll get fixed in the coming days.
Yes. So the next morning at 10 a.m., our IKEA delivery arrived, and we were up early anyway. So we now have a guest bed. We have 2 chairs, which we're sitting in right now. We have some glasses to drink from, and we have a master bed as well.
Yes.
Right? Sofa's coming on Tuesday. We've got some other pieces of furniture. I got a desk but no legs, so the legs are coming on Tuesday. The apartment's still echoey. There's a lot of space here that we need to fill up, but at least we have a place to sit down and we can drink coffee now. Oh yeah, and we've got glasses for wine, so that's
Coffee, wine, and chairs. We're set. One tip, make sure you get a French phone number before you place your delivery order.
Yeah.
You're going to want to put that French number in your delivery information so they can call and text you with delivery updates. That was a piece of advice we got that I think was very helpful. And of course, no move is complete without something forgotten. Todd, what did you forget?
Let me see. What did I forget? What did I forget to pack? Did I forget something?
You forgot something.
What did I forget? Oh my God, yes. I forgot my wedding ring. I took it off to wash my hands when we were packing up or something, and I put it in the place that I normally put it when I'm not wearing it. So it's safely in a drawer back in Texas.
In Texas.
In Texas. Yeah, I figured this out when we were on the way to the airport in Houston, but it was too late at that point, right? So if you know a good jeweler in Nice, please send us a recommendation. I'm going to have a European wedding ring. Otherwise, I may lose somebody. I mean,
We'll get you a new band for our anniversary.
oh, that's right, our anniversary.
That's a good idea.
Happy almost anniversary, sweetie.
Happy anniversary.
And if you are still with us, then it probably means you're planning your own move in the next year or two. So if there's anything else you'd like us to cover in a future video, please let us know in the comments section, and we'll do our best to get you prepared for your own move to France. Again, many, many thanks for watching, and many thanks for all of the positive and supportive comments. And thank you so much for going on this journey with us.
Thank you. Bye.
A bientôt.